Feel like your dating apps might be underserving you and just not bringing you the results you had hoped for? Want to know how to create a magnetic online profile that works for you day and night? Curious which online dating platform might be the best for this? I've got all that coming to you right now. Hey guys, I'm dating and relationship coach Ryan Patrick. Okay, I've got a packed video for you today. Like I mentioned in my opener, I want to tackle why dating apps suck and why you guys should totally be taking advantage of online dating. Because it does work well and it can work for you too. And then I want to touch on some of my own personal online dating experiences. Yes, I have a lot of them. And how I engineered one particular platform to attract some amazing women to me and help me experience some amazing relationships that ultimately led me to my wife. And no, I didn't meet Brittany online, but I could not have possibly have found her without these 3 or 4 relationships before her. But I'll get into that more a little later. So first, why should you ditch the swipe and just totally get rid of those dating apps? You guys know by now I'm really into psychology. It's what I got my degree in, so I'm gonna be approaching this from a bit more of a psychological perspective. Unlike your traditional platforms like your Match.coms, your eHarmonies, your dissects, dating apps are catering to 2 things: speed and convenience. Now, the swipe was an incredible invention because you could literally look at a person and in 1 second determine if that person was right for you or not. So that's the speed part. Now, if you end up liking that photo, the next thing you're gonna be thinking about is how close is this person to me? And of course, that's the convenience part. Here's the problem. This doesn't mimic the way attraction works in the real world at all. I mean, look, let's be honest. How many of us had made a decision to go out with someone based on their looks? And then when we actually go out with them, we're like, wow, you don't know anything. We're set up for failure most times. And let me just say, I realize a lot of you may not be looking for anything serious and you just want to go on this app and you just want to have a good time. And that is 100% totally cool. But a lot of you are looking for something serious. I know this because I see it in the comments. You guys are looking for that guy. So the problem ends up being, if you're looking for that longer term relationship, speed and convenience are just going to bring in a whole bunch of terrible options. Not to mention the fact that most of these dating apps are free. You know the expression, you get what you pay for? Dating apps highlight that expression perfectly. You see, because since it's free, there's no barrier to entry. That means literally anybody can join. It's no longer a dating pool, it's more like a dating ocean. You're trying to find a needle in a haystack. Okay, enough with the cliches, Ryan. But guess what would happen if these free dating apps even charged $1 a month? I mean, it's still insanely cheap, right? What would happen? I'm just gonna throw out a number here. I would venture to guess that 70% of those freeloaders would disappear. And now you're left with this 30% that's kind of semi-serious because they are putting money towards it. Do you see what I mean? Even paying $1 a month towards a dating app, or really any dating platform really, a new spectrum's created. And what ends up happening is the more you're willing to pay, the more serious people become. I mean, you're not gonna throw $40 a month at something that you're not really serious about. But if you were looking for a longer term boyfriend, you'd pay that $1 a month, wouldn't you? Hell yeah. So imagine if I asked you to pay $5 a month, $10 a month, $40 a month. Depending on how serious you were, you'd probably be willing to pay a higher amount. And here's the amazing thing. Guys are willing to do the same thing. If guys are serious about finding a longer term girlfriend, if they're looking for you, they're gonna be willing to pay that higher amount as well. So if you guys are serious about finding this guy, I'm gonna recommend eHarmony. Now, I'm gonna show you guys in a second how to craft your online profiles on an eHarmony account that I created a couple weeks ago. It was actually Brittany's idea that I create this online profile so I could actually show you guys instead of telling you. I actually haven't looked at it since I created it, so I'm kind of curious what sort of activities going on, but we'll get to that in a minute. And I want to take a moment and thank Linspired Mantic, also known as Jax, who was one of my very first subscribers. She's just been great. I want to thank her for recommending this video suggestion. So thanks, Jax. Okay, so you guys might be asking why eHarmony? So when I was in my mid-20s, I used eHarmony to online date. And that was a little bit ago, but the experience was really good. And I have since done my research to see what they've been up to lately, and I am still a fan. I was actually pleasantly surprised that they updated a lot of stuff, and they really improved their personality matching algorithm, which is much more comprehensive. So I'm gonna jump cut through this pretty quickly because I wanna get to my profile so I can show you guys exactly how to do this. But the thing that initially caught my attention with eHarmony, and the reason they stood out a little bit more than the rest, was this personality matching algorithm. Back in my 20s, I had no idea what type of woman I was supposed to be with, so this was extremely helpful. A lot of dating platforms don't have this, so what ends up happening is you have to have an idea of what you're looking for. And it ends up becoming all on you to search and find the person that you're looking for. Whereas eHarmony kind of serves it up right to you and gives you a whole bunch of matches. So there's science involved. I'm a fan of science. So I filled out their questionnaire. It took me about 45 minutes. And after I finished it, once I started going through my matches, I realized that a lot of the women's profiles that I was looking at, our values matched up. And it became really apparent really fast that this algorithm totally just did its job, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't have to do. Now that's huge. If you think about how many people are actually on these platforms, it's weeding out all of these people that you probably stopped dating after like a date or two. Just a total time saver. So one year in particular, I ended up going on over 100 dates, and I ended up having 3 long-term relationships with girls I met on eHarmony. And because I had those experiences, I realized what I really want in a partner. And also the things that I definitely do not want in a partner. And I ended up meeting Brittany shortly thereafter, and the rest is history. Now that was then. So eHarmony now, I just took this questionnaire about 2 weeks ago, and this thing was so nuanced. I remember it being really specific back in the day, but it was asking me questions like, do you prefer the room temperature to be 73, or do you prefer it a little cooler at 68? Which side of the bed do you sleep on? What? I was like, it's weeding out so many duds in 45 minutes, I can't even get my head around it. So now I wanna jump right into how you guys should be crafting your profiles. Okay guys, so I just signed into my eHarmony account here. I use the name Connor Patrick, and I've noticed that right here I have 87 messages. So like I said, it's been 2 weeks, and that is overwhelming. And here are all of these messages that I have. I'll just click on one. She likes my profile, sees the opportunity, and respond. So now if I click over, I can now see her profile. I can see how old she is, what she does for a living, and our compatibility level, which is the whole point. This is the whole reason you'd go to eHarmony. So with I have the free account. There's free and then there's the premium account. But I just wanted to show you guys that with the free account, you can't really make out people's faces. They kind of blur them out. You can kind of make out some features if the camera's close enough to their faces, but with the premium account, obviously you won't have that issue. I can also, I can't right now sort through location. So these girls are in North Carolina, Santa Barbara is pretty close to me, Florida is not, but if I were to click on all matches, we would get a screen of all of them, and you guys can see this, the score right here at the top left-hand corner of each photo. Anything over 100 is fabulous from what I understand. So this is the algorithm hard at work, but I have 1,962 matches. So let's talk about the profiles, shall we? Let's see, I go up here and edit my profile. So this is my profile. Let's see here. So my biggest tip, guys, when you're filling out your profiles is to fill out each and every section. You do not have to write a novel in each section, but you wanna make sure you fill everything out. And here I just filled out one section. I just wanted to, actually a couple sections I should say, about me, my most unforgettable travel story. So again, the first thing is filling out all of the sections. The idea is you want to keep these guys on your profile for a longer period of time, because the more familiar you come across to them, the more they're going to want to reach out and message you. So that's my first big tip. The second one is storytelling. Okay, so telling a good story is just naturally going to hook people to not only read more, but want to get to know you better. So for me, I told a little story about when I got off the wrong bus stop in Cancun in the middle of the night and ended up really far away from the hotel strip, and it was a very scary experience because I ended up being followed and I was sticking out. I was wearing a pink polo, and it was just not a good situation. Okay, so that's the second thing, guys. You're gonna want to write a story in the About Me section. All the other sections, who am I, who I'm thankful for, just think with that storyline mindset. You're wanting to reveal information very slowly and steadily, but you don't want to reveal too much. You gotta save some stuff for those dates with the guys. You want him asking questions. So put out thought-provoking situations, things that he could probably ask you about. You just make it really easy for him to bring it up on your first date. The third thing I would have you do is really fill out all of your preferences. This is just facts about me. These aren't preferences. This is just what I am. But when it comes to preferences, there's one thing you guys really do not want to do, and that is going to be putting a whole list of no's. It's like, I don't like guys that are loud. I don't like guys that dress in green. I don't like guys that drink. Okay, so you guys get the flow. What we want to do though is put a range of preferences. You guys are going to have deal breakers. For instance, I'm just throwing this out there, a guy who's a smoker. You know you do not want a smoker. So that's something that should be in your preferences, because the last thing you want is to go on a first date and you have this guy right away just totally busting through all of your deal breakers because you didn't put them in your preferences. So you guys are essentially creating filters of things that you don't want from guys, but you're doing it in a subtle way. The fourth thing I would say is you guys just want to be positive. Try not to have things go in a negative direction. So now I put 2 photos up here. This is what it looks like when it's blurred out. And a big thing with photos, guys, is please don't use photos that are 4 years old. Please just get photos that have been taken recently, like in the past 2 months, within the past 2 months. And guys are guilty of this too. You just don't want to misrepresent yourself and who you are, because you will hear about it on the first date when the guy realizes that, oh, you look nothing like this, or you guys try to do maybe like one of those Instagram selfies where it looks nothing like you. Now, once you've filled everything out and guys start reaching out to you, because they will, they're gonna be messaging you. So it's just common courtesy to try and get back to everyone. Even if you're not interested, just let them know, thank you so much. I'm not interested at this time. I think I'm looking for something a little differently, but I appreciate you reaching out and messaging me. The guys that you are interested in, you're gonna wanna keep it super short when you reach out to them. And I think it's a really smart idea just to pick out 1 or 2 things specifically from their profile that you liked and comment on it. So this messaging that's gonna go back and forth, this is your time to weed the guy out. If there's something that you need to know about him, just say, oh, by the way, you know, I'd love to maybe get a cup of coffee sometime, but you say you don't smoke, you're not a smoker, right? If that's your deal breaker, just be like, hey, I'm really looking for a non-smoker. It's just something that's kind of important to me. Okay, now this page, the personality profile, this is where that questionnaire comes in handy. All of these little things here, this is just science, science, science. Critical parent influence. I have a need to be peaceful. Desire for structure. I can't even tell you how accurate that is. Assertiveness, I'm very assertive. Inhibition towards social interaction. Yes, being in large groups of people, like being at a football game, for example, not so much. I have a positive attitude. That's awesome. My masculine side, desire for relational closeness, yes. Okay, the big thing here is eHarmony is a little bit more expensive than the rest, and it's because they really have the cream of the crop. They have guys that are willing to pay a higher premium to meet girls like you. Here is the premium upgrade page. So based on this, you have 3 options. You can either purchase in a 6-month package, so you pay for all 6 months in advance, all 12 months in advance, or 24 months. So guys, I would recommend that if you're gonna do this, I don't think it's gonna take you longer than 6 months to find a really great guy. Just don't see if you're making the investment and you're working on it a little bit every day, messaging people and just reaching out. 6 months is a very, very long time. So you guys can see here that if you buy the 6-month package, you're looking at $35 a month, okay? So $35, that's a good amount of money, but I have something special for you guys. So if you guys sign up I reached out to eHarmony and I got a discount code for you, and I was able to get 20% off for my YouTube subscribers. So a full 20% off. You guys are going to want to use the promo code DaterBoy20. Okay, so DaterBoy20 gets you 20% off all of these payment plans. The 6-month, the 12-month, the 24. Doesn't matter what it is, you're gonna get 20% off. So what you guys are gonna wanna do, if you guys are interested in this offer, or even interested in creating a free account, I definitely recommend that you just start with the free account and just kind of poke around, is I want you to go to daterboy.com/eHarmony. I'm gonna link to it in the description below, so you can just click on that link. And it will take you to the offer. The other nice thing is that you guys can choose a payment plan. So if you want to pay the full $160, you can do that. Or if you do 2 payments, you can do that. And they have 3 payments, which is interesting. So you'll just be doing installments instead of one large purchase. And guys, in full disclosure, I'm gonna make a small commission if you guys choose to use my affiliate link by clicking on daterboy.com/eHarmony. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that, but they are not paying me to do this review. I wanted to do this because this is the one that I used. So if you choose to check it out, great. If not, that's totally cool too, just as long as you guys ditch those dating apps, especially the free ones. Guys, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like below. You guys have been giving me awesome ideas for future videos, so keep firing away. Just keep those suggestions coming in. It's funny because a lot of you guys are on the same page with these things that you want to see, but it's really helpful when I see it come in 3, 4, 5 times. I'm like, okay, let's make a video about this. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.